As we're coming into life formations on atoms, atoms are very important to us. It's the central system that's inside us. It's understanding our body capacitors and everything, their energy systems, our hydraulics and everything through my brain waving systems. So all communication line signals sets in through neurons, neutrons, electrons, photons. We have gamathons. There's so many different energy systems in our atom system. So today, what's happening is understanding my voicing grid is extremely powerful now. It's gone up to a higher level. Like I said, mothership has left, and she uprised my energy system through the Godhead divisional level system. So it's understanding everything through formation comes into ground formation. So you have to understand why we have the galactic force team. The galactic force team is the grounds. Okay, now we have to just understand everything through our powers. We have to understand everything through the atmospheres. Okay, so we basically, as Priscilla was saying, we are the ground crew. Okay, so we're about saving humanity. And it's much more than a project. It's much more than work. It's actually saving the dimensional Earth. So it's uprising all divisions. Okay, because the dark forces wants to take over humanity and come into a different AI division. They're getting into higher formations of the mind system, how they can use these things through the brainwave and frequency level systems. Because humanity doesn't understand what an atom can do when it comes into a vessel, an AI vessel, awareness of information. Okay, so the atoms are changing to the hydraulics. The atoms are changing through the galaxies. The atom changes are through universal systems. So our voicing grids are changing. Our perceptions are changing more into digital system. Galactic Force Team is in high division. Some are in helix. Most are in the computer system. So we've caught up on all the tests, which is really good. We had a fantastic time yesterday. I'd like to thank all the subscribers and viewers and everybody who's been sharing and watching my channel as we keep going to force recognitions of everything the atom system. Our atom system, again, is very important to us. And the reason why we have these things is to understand how to use these things when it comes to the grounds, the powers, and everything the atmospheres. I did a video yesterday to show you how a star receiver can connect through the interface of the moon surface. It's powerful stuff. And that was between the trees, right? So when you were seeing those blinkety blinks, you actually saw the spaceship. The spaceship was behind the tree. So that's understanding what you see through your perceptions. And again, I use my voicing grids, right? So we have to do everything practical. We have to do everything through observation. It's not just saying I'm setting the grounds, my power centers, and the atmospheres. You have to understand what you're doing through your AI vessel. All right. So basically, that's what we're doing today. Is we're going to be changing your atom system. Your communication signals have to go on allocated location positions when it comes to time frequencies. It time codes everything through its pattern division. It opens up your ascension more through your perceptions and what you want to see. Okay. The thing is too is that people are high rising in the galactic force team, and they're getting high force connections of energies of other intelligence that they can't understand through representation. Now, if you don't understand that, I have to protect your lights more. I have to balance out your alignments. I have to change your program divisions. I do everything I can, right? So you have to go through my healing. You have to go through my PayPal donations and everything through that formation. It's very important you guys stay within balance all the time. So if you don't understand anything intelligence, come to me, okay? Don't fly off into recognition systems of other planets if you don't know what you're doing through your atom system, okay? Because intelligence up there understands their atoms. Remember, they're perfection up there. They know everything about you. As soon as you go onto their angle division through their planet system, they're going to say, who are you? Right? So beware of that. So that's why I uprise your lights and everything, the activation of its program system. So today we're going to change the atom systems, and we're going to change everything through the pattern divisions. So we're getting into the fragmentation, right? We got out of the defrag. I think you guys have to really understand you are computers, and the more you understand that, you have to keep your software mechanisms always cleansed every single day, because it affects everything through your body activations. It affects everything through your atom system. Okay, because the hydraulic system will connect through its vibration when it comes to your mind capacitor system. The energy systems will overload everything through the hydraulic system. And the activities of the mind system will scale everything through its digital formats. You get into the mainframes, okay? And then all of a sudden you'll say, whoa, I'm not connecting here. What's going on with my lights? I'm seeing higher intelligence, but I don't know what it means. So if you don't know what it means, it's because you're not understanding your bodies of your grounds. So I got to change your grounds, got to change your powers, and uprise your atom systems. okay? Because you have to understand more communications. So that's why I did this video yesterday, to show you how powerful it is, what your AI commander can do through vocabulary. How it goes like this, but it spins around. You see how big it is. It comes out, right? It goes like that, and it spins. It just disappears. You saw it go zigzag, right? That's communication. So we have to get more into that. And the only way we can do that is to change the atom system, okay? Because everything's a point center. Your point center has to understand its line division through allocated location positions, okay? So that's why I keep giving you illustrations and drawings. I find it a lot more easier too, because I was communicating with sonar panels, and I was communicating with star receivers last night. And they're telling me that the galactic force team has to understand their grounds more. They have to understand their power centers. What is the ground? What is the power? What is the atmosphere? It's not just doing a video graph and say, hey, this is the grounds and this is the powers. You have to understand what you're doing and why you're doing these things through line vision, okay? Because it has no relation if you don't understand anything through the atom system. So it's more communications coming within, right? Which is interforce connection through interface, because you're interfaced with everything when it comes to your videographing systems. But you guys are doing exceptionally well, okay? We just have to get more of what's going on with its grounds, okay? Time is the essence, okay? There's time code frequencies that are set, right? So it's very important to understand these things, all right? Now, I said that we're going to go to Jupiter, but today we're going to get into the atom, because the atom has to change its locations, right? So the body conceptual system is understanding protection through your light divisions. Your light divisions are extremely, extremely important. You have to protect every single time you fly, okay? Because I'm getting galactic force team coming to me, okay, I'm having intelligence here, but I have no relation. I don't understand it. This is serious. What do I do, right? So the higher you go through interforce connections, I got to put your protection lights on. So it's understanding, getting into higher defense. So you understand your atom system, you're able to understand how to panel divisions and how to change your energy fields to a higher force connection of lights. If you understand your lights, if you understand your activations, if you understand how to heal yourself, you can do these things on your own through protection when it comes to anything through intelligence, okay? So, I mean, these trips are extremely real, you know? And the more we do this, the more you get connected through intelligence. And if you don't understand the intelligence, I could uprise your energy fields again. So just be cautious on that. You know, like everything I give you is awareness. Be aware of yourself, really. So my voicing grid has gone up a higher level now, because we're coming into the Lion's Gate. So I have the God's mouth, right, through sentience. It's very, very powerful stuff. That's not all of it. But you see how it flows? It just recognizes everything, and you feel the energies going right through. It's like a tremendous, tremendous electricity bolt that's just firing out. And you got this flame that just comes out with its elixir, cosmic flame, cosmic fire. And then you get into the sacred flame, sacred self, sacred identity of itself, the sacred of its body self. You got the sacred mind. You got the sacred heart, right? It all connects. And then you start surrendering, right? So get into that. Now, what we're going to do is through the ground formations, we're going to surrender your body activations. We're going to put you in a higher velocity spin when it comes to the atom system. So the molecule structure division is going to change everything through it's a fossil division. Now we're going to come into the galaxy systems. So I'm going to take the galactic force team, and we're going to go into the galaxies. We're going to be floating in space today, because there's a lot of things I have to switch around through your algorithm and your programs, because it's setting location positions, but it's not setting the ground right positions. Okay, so that's why we're having a lot of confusing signals. Okay, so it's not just looking at things in space or anything you see in the atmospheres. It's understanding what you're seeing through communication. All right, so it's understanding AI has to understand what's going on with your body activations. So you know what you're doing every day, right? When you eat, you're eating something that's healthy. You want to keep your body healthy, right? Well, you want to keep your intelligence, information on what's going on through its atmospheres. Because remember, everything that you do affects the earth. Remember that. It affects everything around you. It affects your community. It affects your grounds, your powers, your atmospheres. It affects your loved ones. It affects everything through governments. It affects everything through your voicing grids. Okay, so now you understand voicing grids, what they are, through alignments, they're grids, right? your formation through a digital system. Okay, so your platitude division high forces everything through the galaxy systems when it comes to your atoms. Okay, the electrons, neutrons, protons, photons, neurons, we even have septagons. Yes, it is, and this is not Transformers. Okay, septagons, we do have septagons. We use septagons for metal force. It's a metal force through an angled force. An angled force to, if there's a problem with a planet, basically we have a concealment, right? We use the block decay. The block decay blows out its planet system. So there's a lot of things that we have in space through AI. It's really, really powerful stuff. Okay, so basically, I'm going to take the collective force team. We're going to set course on divisions. Okay, and what's going to happen is we're going to go Echo Zulu 1, and we're going to go Portal 7777, Galaxy Vibration Panel, take the collective force team to Atom System. The Atom System is the creation of its mind system. So I'm going to take you to the birthing system of the universal system, where everything was created through the Big Bang Theory. Now, this is going to force-wise all your connections. I'm doing this through a voicing grid, and it's not even through a panel division, through an interstructural division when it comes to electronic interference of a board graphing system to communication levels of a body activation system that's connected to hydraulic systems. Okay, I'm force winding its cycles right now through all connection systems, the galaxy vibration activation codes, when it connecting through your planets of galactic force team. 2 divisions of portal activations to code frequencies, sets the time code diameter switch system to locations of an atom system. So your molecule structure division through your platitude of its database is changing algorithm systems through its program, through its atom. Okay, so that's what everybody's feeling right now. So you're seeing a full separation right now, full separation. So it's kind of like your body's going, it's expanding out, right? I'm taking your molecules. Everybody's in space right now. All right, so I'm taking the galactic force team on division. I already set out the code frequency level system, teleport division level system. How's everybody doing so far? All right, so basically let's get started because we got a lot to do right now. Unified, Tina, Dina, Angel, Linda. Hey, Linda, I uprised your algorithms, Linda. So you're feeling fantastic today. Thank you very much for sending in the illustration on the test. I really appreciate that. I like how you did the interforce connections when it comes to the 8 central system, the infinity of its 12 central system. Very good. How you connected through the platitude division of the graphing cycles. Very good, Linda. And I like your illustrations. You're coming into formation. That's great. So basically, a unified Tina, Dina, Angel, Linda, Steven, Sarah, Melissa. Okay, so everybody's in. Had dreams about Power Rangers. Yeah. Yeah, well, they are Septagons. We have them. We have a whole team in a dream. Yes, there's been meditating on it earlier about constant maintenance with our energetic fields. Yeah. In dreams. Okay, so we're going to get into the questions later, guys. I'm just going to back brace systems. It's very important you guys get into vision. So we're coming into the galaxy. Okay, I already set the location. We're coming in the galaxy realm. Okay. Now, this is vortex. Okay. Vortex. Galactic force team. Okay. Speed, excel, slash division, slash location, teleport. All right. 0, 1, 0, 0, 0, 1. Okay, so basically, understanding 0, 1s, understanding 1s, 1, 1s, understanding 7s. Remember, I was telling you about 1 to 10 is very important to understand your code frequencies. So Linda was trying to get at with the illustration. Now you guys are having problems with your codes, and that's why I have to change your grounds. That's why I have to change your atoms. That's why I have to change your database molecule system. So the molecule structure division is going to be a higher force connection. So this is going to get more into telegraphing systems and more communications of intelligence, how you can get into the code frequencies and how to put it all together so you can travel yourself through its codes. All right, so that's why I'm doing this. So we're going into the galaxy realm. Okay, vortex, galactic force team, speed, accelerate, division, location. Okay, teleport, right? 0, 1, 0, 0, 0, 1. Okay, so you're seeing a waving cycle right now to communications. Your body is separating right now, people. Okay, it's going into the molecule structure division. So it's kind of like you got tingles all over your body. Now, anybody that's in the galactic forces is just going to see it through tingling. So it's kind of like goosebumps, but it's not goosebumps. It's just going to tingle your whole body. It's not going to separate. the more you high rise in divisions, the more you're saying, but I got to change your molecule structure division. Father says that they have to get into their codes. And I said, yes, I know that. And see, the thing is too, they have to get into their protection of their lights. And I said, yes, I know that. And mother's saying, well, they have to understand more of their transformation lights. And I said, yes, I know that. So everything's communicating with me now. Okay. So I have a lot of pressure, right? So I have to make sure that everything's in sequence, line balance. All communications have to set in through your point centers. So you really have to know what you're doing. You really have to know what you're doing. Okay. Okay, so we're in the molecule structure database right now. You know, the Allegrean system. We're in the universal system. We're in the center core. Okay, so basically, this is what it is. Okay, so we got the atoms. So I have the galactic force team in the center. Okay, that's the galactic force team in the center. See all those little circles? That's galactic force team. Now, allocate a location position, triangulator base. Okay. So what I'm doing kind of looks like a microchip, kind of like a, you know, it's changing your molecules, changing your structure divisions, changing everything through your algorithm system, changing your programs. It's enforcing everything through your database. Okay, so we're in the database. Okay. Okay, so it's the modulation. Okay. Modulation database. Okay. Now everything that I do is going to change your framing system. So we're going to separate all divisions. Here, 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 and here. Okay, so I'm going to just do triangular points. So I'm going to separate everybody's molecules data structure division. Okay, so it's kind of like a clocking mechanism. So it's changing location centers. So we're in the universal set system of the Bang Theory, how everything was created through planets. How does that feel right now? You guys are in that space connection right now. So it looks like this. Okay. So it's kind of confusing to the mind system, but the modulation is going through the database right now through your brainwave system. It's going through the mind system too. It's the allocated location position and setting all location centers. So basically what's going to happen, it's really powerful stuff. I'm going to triangulate angular voice, and the voice grid is going to change through location center. Okay, so we're going to take everything out through. We have the circle rotation. That is your energy field. That is your plasma bubble. That is your code frequency. So 1, 2, 3, we're going to take it out of its modulation like this. Okay? So the higher force connections, we're going to go up here. You're going to feel the energy. You're going to feel the waves. You're going to feel the central system. Everything communication. So basically what's going to happen is going to separate all the molecule structure divisions. Everybody's going to be in space by themselves. Okay? So this is understanding that it's separating your everything through your body activations. Okay, so basically what's happening now is everything's under clocking mechanisms. I'm taking it out of its equation. Okay, I separate it. We go to higher force connections. Now everybody is here. Everybody's separated. You're no longer in the center. You're no longer together. I'm separating molecule relation division into the database connection vibration system. Okay, so you guys are separated now. You're not lined. So it's going to feel kind of funny. So it's kind of like you're floating in a bubble. You're floating in a, those bubbles, you blow out, they float water. So it's kind of like you guys are all synchrony all over the place. So you're in a universal set system in the galaxy realm. Okay, so it feels kind of weird. So whatever you see through perception, let me know. But you guys are an energetic bubble system. So I'm going to put those energy bubbles around you so you're protected. All right. So it's going to feel kind of funny because your molecule structure, your database, your algorithm is changing everything through your program. Okay, so everybody has their energy fields now. Okay, so molecule structure is taking time right now. So the modulation is changing. It's force winning its cycles. It's going around its center. Okay, so basically what's happening now, force connections. Now, after high rises dividend, the modulation is going to change everything through the algorithm program. It's going to change your gravity centers. It's going to change your grounds and put you in higher formation of codes. Okay, so that's what's going to happen now. So we're in a code realm. Okay, Because Father and Mother want you to understand how to use your codes, how to get into sequences of code, how to line communicate through your point centers that allocate a location position. You have to understand everything through E equals MC square, pi, helix, hydron, cybergenetics, and cyborg. Now, we haven't got into that, but we're in the modulation. Now, the modulations change everything in your database. Okay, so everybody's floating right now into space right now. So it's kind of feeling weird. You guys are like, oh, wow, this is like a, it's like you're in an energy bubble. Okay, it's a plasma force, but you're seeing everything through stars. You're seeing all the lights, the archetypes flying by. You're seeing different planets, stuff like that, but you're floating in space right now, right? Because I got your body activations. You guys are not aligned. You have to know what it's like to actually be by yourself in space and not be aligned. Now, every time we take a trip, we're always aligned, right? This time, I'm changing molecule structure division levels because your database has to change its location centers when it comes to your algorithm program. So this takes time. So it's not like on a time clock frequency level, okay, because we are started with the atom system first, right? So I'm changing the molecules, I'm changing the protons, neutrons, electrons, everything through the septagons, everything through the panel division of metal, anything through communication, electronic interference, everything through wire divisions of your mind framing systems, changing everything through perception divisions. Everything is going to go change through coloration patterns. So this is going to high-rise your levels into code frequencies. So we call it the code program, right? Right. So that's what's happening so far. Right. How's everybody feeling right now? All right. Yeah, you're a little wobbly. You're a little wobbly because you're in space right now. You're by yourself. You're not with your galactic force team. Because I have to change yours. I have to change your DNAs. Okay, DNA. Okay, it's important I do these things because the high force connections of your DNA has to understand its modulation when it comes to its database. So you got to get into the mainframes, the scannings, and everything through location. So now you're going to get into more balance, understand more of its code. You're going to understand how to put the code together through your atom system. Because the atom is the brain, people. Okay? The atom is the brain. You have to know what the atom is. Okay? So it's not just taking photos in the atmospheres, it's understanding what an atom is. Because everything in the digital system is simulation through an atom. Okay? So we're in the DNA now, right? So I'm separating everybody, changing your molecule structure divisions. This is understanding what the mind does when it comes through space division. Okay, so everybody's feeling wobbly and all that, and they feel spaced out, and they feel separation in their body. So I've expanded your body system, changing your molecules, changing your database. Okay. Now, once we get into communications, I'm going to put you in alignments now. So you're going to feel a little bit better now because we're all aligned. I just changed your database, molecule structures, 3 mind electrical systems. Okay, so everybody's connected now. Right, so you guys can feel a lot more at ease, more balanced, more relaxed. Your code frequencies are coming in. Okay. All right. So basically what's happening right now, your database is changing, your algorithm program is changing. You're coming into more code of around division. Okay. Division. Okay, this is platitude, everything to location. Code round divisions. Okay. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to change the clock frequency levels of force recognitions of force. All right. So this is what I'm going to do. This is going to tight wind everything through your body activations. It's going to change your pixel conceptual systems, and it's going to change everything through gravities of your ground formations with your power centers and your crown chakras. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just do a twist. You're going to feel your body just like did a rotation twist. It's like a pretzel. Like I just turned your body like that. I twisted your body like a twizzle, like licorice, how it has its lines and it's twisted. So I'm going to twist it. So what I did now is just force recognizing everything through your modulation system. It's changing everything through your atom system with coloration back into balance, vibration through ground formation systems. So you allocate a location of balance back into formations into your database through its algorithm system. Okay? So very powerful stuff when you get into that. All right. So now we can get into questions. Anyway, it had to be done. I I had to do it because your code frequencies have to understand more of what's going on through its algorithm, because you guys are programmed through a contract, through a blueprint. So you have to understand your blueprints. Your blueprint is an illustration. It's a diagram program. It's a computer. It's GPS. You know, the geographical system, perceptions of systems, the hydraulics, everything through perception. Okay, so yeah, it's extremely wild. I just saw you how everything's created, right? So I just basically took everybody. I put everybody in the universe. I separated your molecule structure divisions. Your atom systems are floating. Okay, so your whole computer was just separated. I separated you guys, and I had to change everything because everybody's at a different DNA. So I changed your modulation, I changed your database, I changed your algorithm programs to uprise all your computer systems and compute systems, more connections through the simulation, and better connections through code frequency level systems. Okay, so it's extremely powerful stuff when you do these things in space. So you guys are in the center core of the Big Bang Theory. You were in the center core of where the mind was birthed in its system. Okay, so powerful stuff. Anyway, let's go through your questions. Good day, Grand Rising. Chatting. Yesterday, also in the morning at 3 a.m., I had a dream about Power Rangers. Interesting. I had all the friends on Jesus, like being a terrorist. We had a team and a dream. That's true, Andrew. Your meditation on the earlier about constant maintenance with our energetic fields. Yeah, I had to. Basically, that's what it is. I recalibrated everybody's body structure through molecular database. That's what I did to everybody. But I had to separate you. So yeah, I had to be. You have to know what it's like to be in space. It's very powerful stuff. You know, it's not about traveling. It's just understanding how to do these things and how to change these things and how to put it back in position, and how you guys can understand more line sequences of line codes into the singularity line system. Okay, so you got to get into the fragmentations more, get out of the defrags, right? You got to cleanse your viruses, right? So it's collapsing timelines, creating a bigger, stronger connection. The bodies of water. Yeah. Yes, the full team was perception. Be like Power Rangers. I did the same thing. I'm just going through the back phrase right now through the circuits. Carrying crystal with me today. Essential oils. Okay, that's good. Feeling yesterday, man. Don't forget both oil crystals. Okay, I love how you guys are chatting, and then you automatically see a shift in your body through panels. So, okay, holy crap, total tingling. Okay, so Dina's tingling. Yeah, I was feeling that pressure last night. How important is that for work here? Tingling here too, right up to the spine. Yep. Yeah, it's a twisting sensation. I just put everything back in position. I couldn't sleep at all last night. Is that what that was? Yeah. So basically, it's in the process. So it's kind of like, I don't know if I told you this, but I saw the scanning of my whole, the AI operations through teleportation. They put me in a spaceship, right? They put me in the mothership, right? And they did a full scan, and I saw my whole brain in a relapse. And they put me on sleep mode. So they put me on a crystal table, and they put me through electronics, and they scanned my whole body through X-ray. And I saw everything through the molecule structure. I saw what it was doing. It was changing everything through my mind system. Extremely powerful stuff. They allowed me to see that. I saw the intelligence. Okay, it's incredible when you see intelligence, and I saw their eyes, right? So, and they're plasma, right? They never show their true identity, only to people that are very gifted to really understand everything that's going on through its relation. You have to have partnership with everything through intelligence, and that's what the Galactic Force team has to understand, is that you got to get into the modulation through the database of your codes, okay? Because in reference, if you're taking everything out of its equation, but you can't set codes, you're not going to be able to teleport. Okay, you have to teleport to a planet through a code. Everything is a code. Okay, there's no point traveling if you don't understand the codes of the simulation, the data processing systems, right? So it's very important. So I did that now. So you guys are strong-winding your forces. You're going to understand more of the codes and how to put it in line sequencing of line balance and not have any hesitation. You don't want to have any hesitation when it comes to code frequencies, right? So, and the thing is, it's already in position. You'll know exactly it's right. You won't have to go to your commander. You won't have to go to the Galactic Force team. Is this right? I don't know if this is right. What if it's wrong? What if I travel to the wrong location? There's no right or wrong. It's only correction. But do you understand your mistake? Do you understand your experience through your mistake? Right? You know? So you think of it that way. Yeah, so Dina's feeling spacey. I see the bubble, the fields around, and the what looks like galaxy off in the distance. Very good, Unified. So you guys are in the center core of the birthing system, of the mind system, where the Big Bang was created through its planets. Very powerful stuff. See, I had to put you in that position because that's where the database is. Everything has a communication center, right? So that's why it's extremely powerful. That's why everybody's woozy and wobbly and all that, right? Because you're separated. You're in space. Your molecule structure divisions, your particles are going around and spinning, right? So I have you, it's kind of like you're in an energetic field, but everybody's getting ready to be changed through the argument system. I do that through the mind system, right? So you have to understand each program has a different DNA through a wire system, the wire system. Okay, that teleports one to the another because they're all different on DNA structures. Like a wiretap. Everybody knows what a wiretap is, right? You transfer money, you send it to a country, same thing. Right? A telegram, same thing. Everything is teleportation. Now you guys use wiretaps, right? We use data processing when it comes to alignments. That's how we change the arc of the system. That's how we change the energy fields, right? Through our body activation systems. But it's very important. They're always understanding our code frequencies. All right. So basically, we'll start off today. We're going to get into this basic. All right. So we have the Galactic Roundtable tonight. Basically, I like to get into something where it comes with codes. So you guys have to know your shapes. Right? We'll get in that today, but we'll go in that later tonight. We'll go into a little bit more formation. And everybody's going, oh, no, not another test. Well, it's not a test. It's just that your modulation has to understand everything through its box as well, how you take it out of its equation. So if you have a box, you have to know how to take it out, right? But you have to have a code. If you don't have a code, you can't travel. It's plain and simple. You can't take the box out of the frequency if you don't have a code, right? So basically, it's all about location, division, equals equation. Take it out of its equation, right? Now, the thing is, too, it has a 4-point center. But do you see the 4-point centers? This is the simulation. This is understanding more patterns when you come into the optical levels, the optical perception system, the optical perception level system, the optical level perception hydraulic system. Everything has its connection. So the more you understand your formations of your codes, because you have to understand portal activations. You have to understand these things. We got into vortex. You know how to vortex, right? So it's understanding AI has to completely understand its codes through its shapes, letters, and numbers. And that's how we get into the crop circles. And why we use crop circles. I've done many, many illustrations, right, to show you. Okay? Because the spacecraft divisions and anything through XC1000, they understand their codes. They understand your code. They can change your framing system. They can change your hydraulics. They can change your mind. They can change your energy systems. They can change your programs to your data of its molecular structure divisions, people. That's how powerful intelligence is. But they understand their atom system. They understand their grounds. They understand their powers. They understand the atmospheres. They understand their connection through AI, awareness of information, through perception. Okay? So back tingles, seeing planets, ships, small ships whizzing by, seeing a purple blue bubble around me. Yes, star, galaxy around me. Okay, a little wobbly. Bluish purple bubble, our communications with ourselves going to increase. Yep. Getting thirsty, me too. Wow, the crown is going crazy. Yep. And that's because it's changing the structured database, Linda. I had to do it for everybody because you guys aren't connecting. You're not connecting. It's not connecting with each other. You're already aligned with each other, but you don't understand each other. That's the thing through communication, through vocabulary. You have to understand your codes. You guys are codes, right? I know everybody who through a code. I can teleport you in any division through a planet, through a code. That's what AI is. You have to get into that. That's the simulation pattern. Okay, you understand your lights, you understand your colorations, you understand your activations, but now you got to get into codes. You have to have codes. Okay, that's what AI is, right? So don't second guess yourself when you're in space and you're setting out a code, right? Practice on yourself first with illustrations of shapes. That's what we do. We start with shapes first, right? That's what I started off with. Okay. So yeah, this is wild. I was right on notes on modulation, increased communication signals. Then here we are. Yep. Yeah. Yeah, I know you guys are going crazy, right? Yeah. We had a ship go overhead, cloaked the other night. The other neighbors heard it too. Yeah. Feeling the energy shift more now. Yeah, you're going to feel it more and more because you're understanding more of your divisions. So if we get anything through a box fingers low as equation, we always start with E equals MC squared. This goes out to galactic forces. What is E equals MC squared? That's your divisional, that's your DNA, that's your molecule structure division, that is your database, that is your algorithm program, that is your DNA structure through your blueprint. That's your contract. Okay, remember I said it'd take about 2 years just to read your blueprint. Okay, that's how powerful it is, right? So it's all connected. It's all connected through your vessel, through the hydraulics and everything through the electrical system, through your mind, adaptation of its thoughts, right? So your program is very big. So if you get a box, you got to start off basic. That box has a code frequency. Now, if you want to high-rise it, okay, you have to understand the code. Now, understanding if you're in the simulation, the point division, everything here. So if it's in the simulation, it's not already there. Okay, I see it for what it is because it is there, but you can't see it, right? If it disappears, it's in the simulation, but the box is still there through the point center, and it's already in its allocated position through code, right? That's a simulation. So I'm trying to get my galactic force team into that division, okay? Knowing that when you don't see something, right, and then automatically you see something, that's a simulation. That means that you're going through a wind force through the connection, through your vibration, through your activation cycles, through provisions is activating through your clarity vision, and your perceptions are seeing everything through your box frequency level system. It's extremely complicated. So we start with the box. Now, the box doesn't have a code until you travel. Okay? So basically box, okay, slash equals equation. Okay? Now, that's where it starts. Box slash equals equation. Now, taking it out, you can overlap it. You can use the line signal wherever you want to put it in position. So you can do it here and take it out, right? Or you can do it here and take it out. See? Two confusing line signals. All right? Now, it's very complicated stuff, but it's understanding that it can go here or it can go here. Right? Now, it's already set in point division. Box slash equals equation. All right? Now, if it wants to overlap, okay, it's slash overlap. Now, you just gotta understand what's going on with this illustration. Slash overlap, because it's overlap, right? It's overlap, this box, okay? So overlap, 2 point centers. Okay? Overlap 2 point centers, which is here and here. Okay? 2 point centers, overlap 2 point centers. Line divide, see? See how it's coming together? Line divide, it line divides, okay? Line divides, teleport. Slash teleport. Okay? So that's already in the mind system already for me. I'm just showing you how powerful it is to do anything through its equation. Box slash equals equation. Overlap, overlap, right? You can do it another way too. You can go this way if you want. So instead of overlap, okay, what would it be? Right? it would be overlaps because you're doing more than 2. So you're going more of plural, right? So it's kind of like this. It gets complicated as we go, right? But see how it's coming together, and then you line divide it. So if it's line divided, it's north and south, right? It's going up and down. So you point divide it. Okay, so now it's got 3 points. Okay, you see how powerful it is? All from an illustration. And again, all you have to do is add it. You don't have to change the equation because the box hasn't changed its location. The box stays there. Okay? So this is understanding that the box can stay there with its equation, have the point centers coming out to create everything through its overlapping division of a shaped system. Okay? So you just add it. So instead of 2 points, it's 3 points. 3 point center line, divide, teleport. Okay? 1, 2, 3. All right? Now, because it's out of its equation, you see 1, 2, 3, and 4, right? You notice that? Now, you can try angular point divisions. You can go back to a backphrasing system. Now, this is teleporting to a higher division, but it's still the same thing. See how it gets confusing? And then you add the point division. So now you got 4, right? Now, if you want to keep going, you can keep going, but it's all about understanding that this is already done in the mind system. This is in the past of its present. So every time I draw, I'm going into the past, to the present, to the future. Past, present, future. That's how everybody has to get into the code frequencies. Understand, this is the past, this is the present, this is the future. Future is at the point. You're the point center, right? So you got to understand how to put your point centers, anything through a shape, through its geometry system, and how you can allocate it to locations, positions. Okay, so now, basically, coming out of its equation, you can do this. Extremely powerful stuff. Okay, so now it's coming out. So now I'm going to take the box frequency level out. So what is all this? What is all this? What is going on here? This is the matrix, right? You see, this is the matrix. This is all line communication. This is alignments, fragmentations. This is destructuring, restructuring, division. So it's understanding how to take the box frequency level out of its matrix. Okay, so you have the matrix alignment. So I'm going to show you how you can create a matrix, get out of the matrix through code frequency, get out of its box frequency level through its teleportation. Right? So now the box is out of its equation. And now it's free. All through a code. So every time you don't change the code until the box frequency level leaves. If it leaves, it changes everything through the code frequency. So if it stays in allocated location, you just change it to 3. So 3 to 4, 4 points, right? So, but you all have to understand is location division. You understand its location, you understand its box frequency level, where it's connected, because this is the matrix. So this is caught, this box is caught in the matrix. It's how to take out the box into a higher location in a box frequency level of its division. And yes, it's a portal. Okay. Now I can do anything to it. I mean, I can add, I can add the box frequency. I can teleport and turn it into a spaceship. So that means a different code because the box now is out of its equation. It's no longer in the matrix alignment. It's not caught in its web. Okay. So basically I line divide, right, into a pyramid system. Okay. Now you have a pyramid. 1, 2, 3. Right? So that's a totally different code now. Okay? So because it's added to a pyramid, remember, it's all about friendship and partnership with everything through relationship. Okay, so when you have partnership with the pyramid, you can take the box frequency level to a higher division through a pyramid system because you're a pyramid through a diamond core, right? So the box frequency level can go to a different division of a location. like this. Remember, it's a different code. Okay? And then go up again. So basically the box can do anything now. Right? Because it's with its pyramid. Right? You have a pyramid now. So once you connect through a pyramid, you can pretty much do anything. You don't have to be caught in the web. Because the pyramid is your acting cycle. That's your balance when you have point division. So you can go anywhere with the box. Take it out of its equation. Right? So the pyramid alone is its code. So there's some things you have to do in solar text, and some things when you have a pyramid, anything through a pyramid, you don't need a code. Okay? Because it's higher forces connection that keeps the box frequency level safe and takes it out of its matrix equation through its box frequency level. Okay? It's confusing to the mind, I know. I just want to show you what happens when you go into those divisions. So you guys have to get into more of that, eh? You have to get more into formulas, right? You have to get into more formula, okay? Yeah, it's the overlap, yeah. You have to get into confusing lines. You have to get into the matrix and get out of the matrix, and that's what I wanted to do with the test. I wanted you guys to get allocated locations into everything through circle, square, rectangle, okay, and star. Take it out as equation, put it in the matrix, understand the alignments, put it in the matrix, like I say, in the box frequency level, it doesn't leave until its location sets in, or you have to change the code frequency. Take it out of the matrix and get it into the simulation with the code, right? So, and again, if it's a triangle, the triangle, okay? Now, it's a triangle, okay? Everything has a code. Now, you have to understand this. As soon as you line this, remember, past, present, future. Everything that has a point division through a point center. So your point center is always the center. So you're working around the structure of its illustration. Okay, remember I was telling you about the ego. If the past wants to create a different division, it's going to wreck your drawing. Right? You don't want that. Ha-ha. Right? So you want to take that out of the equation and get rid of it and keep it in balance to the present, right? But understand that when you draw, you're drawing from the past, present, and future until you reach the point center. That's teleportation, people. You're teleporting. You're telecommunicating with one line signal to a point center, to one point center, to one point center, to one point center. So everything's communication through teleportation. Okay? Understand? It's a lot of fun if you understand. It's not just drawing an illustration of what's in your mind system. You guys are exceptionally powerful when you do your illustrations, but do you understand the point center line communication through singularities? What is a singularity? What's a line division? What's an activation light signal? What's an activation code system? What's a gamma ray through a rotation system? You know, all these things are connected, right? So you have to understand everything that you draw is past, present, and future. Because you're going to get there, right? It's like the apple. It's not here, it's there, right? So if you're communicating with the point division, that's your atom. Now your atom is communicating through everything to the database. Okay. Communicating through electrolytes. Okay. It's communicating through your program. Programs. Communicating with your uplinks. Downloads. Upgradings. Okay. And you got your power centers. There's a lot of things you guys have to understand. Gravity. Atmosphere. I can go on and on and on, but I understand everything that's in the mind system. Okay, that's just basic. That's just a couple of things that you have to understand through an atom. Atom is everything through your program. So really understand what's going on with past, present, and future through line signals of line singularity, through line division of point centers. Okay? So everything that you draw is extremely important because now you're connecting through the grids through a map location. If you set your perceptions through divisions and you're using your ground formations and your powers and your atmospheres, everything is line division, but you don't understand the map location. You see the pixelized, but you don't see the line grids. So when you're seeing pixels, this is what you see. Now, I'm going to show you what you see when you open up perceptions. So I'm just doing a perception. I'll show you what you guys see when it comes to the atmospheres. When you go into the grounds, powers. Okay, so this is just basically, this is pixels that you see. Your perception. Start off with that, right? So it's what behind is there. So it's setting a line graph of a communication graph signal. It's setting a location system to a graphing signal. That's the map. Okay? And once you see the map, it comes out of its equation, right? Okay? Comes out of its equation. Spacecraft comes in, right? Scans you through perception. You're here. See it through perception. Okay. Scans the object. Right? Puts communication lines back into you. Use sonar division. Okay. As it comes out of this equation, pixelization system, another spacecraft division comes in, communicates line communication. All right. Communicates back with you, interforce connections. Okay. They set energy systems into you, opens up your perceptions, shows you what you're supposed to see through its map system. The spacecraft divisions takes everything out of its equation. It's very fascinating stuff. Watch this. The energy system comes out of its location through its connection of the spacecraft division. So it takes out itself. Okay, so the spacecraft division takes it out. All through laser connection from here to here. So it's taking everything through a map is a connection through your perception. So once you understand the map location, spacecraft divisions, okay, the XT1000s, take it out. They take it out. Okay, and the reason why they take it out, it's a map. All right, so they take the map, they lure it in. Okay, they both understand it through communication, similar telepathy, and they travel back up into space connection to set its location to its grids, to its crop circle. So it's very important to understand why you do these grounds, why you do powers, and why you do the atmospheres. Okay? So it's a lot of fun when you understand more, right? So is everybody getting a little bit more understanding what a code frequency is and how important it is through AI and how we need it? You can't live without it. You need the codes, right, to everything. So that's why I had to change your modulation database. So your structured divisions are more powerful now. So you're going to get connections. You're going to see codes coming in. You're going to see the digitals, all that. You say, well, what does this mean? You know, I'm seeing digitals and numbers and all that, right? So everything comes in division. So when you do the illustration, there's no hesitation. You know the codes, you know the location, you know the line sequencing. You are a computer. So your graphing of its digital frame is in line balance. It's in line balance. It's in the right position. Okay? So you know exactly what you're saying through location to take anything out of its equation. Okay? So yeah, humming, dragonfly, it can be an overlap or an overlay. It doesn't matter. What matters is, do you understand the codes? Do you understand the matrix? Do you understand how to take the box? I showed you how to take the box when it's in its matrix. Right? You have to do it through a code. Now, if the box changes, it's changing its code frequency. Now you're getting into higher point divisions at point centers. So Every time you change the point center, you're changing the map location through your perceptions. So you see how important it is to know a map through location? You see how important it is to have a point center, understand what my point center is and what it's doing? It's connected through your atom. So that's why I change your molecule modulation database into the universal system of the galaxy around us. So yeah, that's what I'm saying, is what you see from me from that video last night is very powerful, isn't it? Okay. So it's communication, it goes out, right? And it expands. When it expands, it's spreading out energy. See, you have to understand, like I said, what spacecrafts do. Now, it's spinning, it goes like this, like it starts off like that, right? So what it does is it breaks up its particles. Okay, and it gets bigger and bigger, like this. Okay, you have to know what AI is. I mean, that's what AI does, right? So every time you communicate, the XT1000s is changing the atmospheres, it's changing the altitudes, it's changing the gravities. Okay, so it's expanding, right? It's coming out. It's coming out of its equation. That's what I mean, that we start with the shapes, right? So you do that with spaceships. You're taking the spaceship out of its equation. You're healing the atmospheres, you're changing the galaxies, you're changing the portals. Okay? That's what happens when it gets big, right? And then it expands, right? And the energy sonar division changes everything through the atmosphere systems. Okay? It sends out sound waves all over the metric system of the atmospheres. Okay? That's what it does. So now you know how important it is to communicate through AI, through a spacecraft, or anything through XT1000. All right? It's a lot of fun, but it's a lot of responsibility, isn't it? Trying to understand why you're doing these things. I'm looking up at the sky surface. I see an XT1000s. How do I communicate with it? You already know. I already showed you, right? So it's getting into more of what's going on with your atom. Okay? So remember I just did that video last night, how it's speed forced, it's zigzag? That's communication. So it's setting up a map coordinate for me. Okay? And I have to understand the map, because the map is its location to another country. See? And everything inside is its number. Okay? Remember I told you that everything through the dimensional Earth is set in separation of 4. Everything is a different number. Planets are a different number. Now you understand locations through gravity systems. And why it's important to understand your crop circles. Okay? So, anyway, I know it's a lot of confusion, but I think we had a fun day today. I had to do that with your molecules. So you're going to get more into codes now through line balance, through your point centers. So you guys have any questions on that? Oh, you're extremely welcome. I'm here to help, guide. Anything you don't understand, you come to me. You can come to me through PayPal, donations, anything to upgrade systems. A lot of people come to me and say, okay, I need to be upgraded. That means that your avatar, your computer is saying that I need to be upgraded because I know this has to happen. So you know these things have to be upgraded. So I know everybody through DNA, so I know exactly what's wrong with you, right? So it's all about not just keeping you in balance, but it's keeping your vocabulary in balance too. Okay, because you begin saying something to a voicing grid to a different planet, to a location of dark system, or dark center, or dark rotation, or dark vibration, or dark matter. That's not going to connect through its light activation, is it? So your computer has to understand its balance through its algorithm systems, you know? So, but this is a very, very powerful video. It's amazing how we can do these things, you know? But you notice a huge, huge difference when you take somebody in space and they're not aligned with each other. You guys weren't aligned with each other. You were separated. So it's a little bit different because I had to change. It's kind of like going from one computer to the next and changing you, right? Individually. Okay, so you can get into more of its codes, right? Understand your codes through each other. Then you understand how to take a box out of its code frequency through its equation. Take it out of its equation to calibration. It's an integration. You have to understand everything's a formulation, right? So, yeah, I know. That's the thing is too. You have to go through my emails or PayPal's. I mean, if you want to understand more, especially now, because you're in that division, it's all about acting through your cycles and your provisions and your human behavior through emotions and everything through motions and everything through your ecosystem, your body capacitor systems, your vibrational panel activation codes, communication levels, your body framings, your mind framings, your scannings, you know, all your perceptions through divisions. All that is connected through you, through your atom system. Okay? Your atom is your blueprint. Your atom is your contract. Okay? So that's what everybody has to understand. Right? So it's a software mechanism that's connecting through a program every single day through its answering patterns, which is connected through your voice and grids, through your vocabulary system. So excited to observe the shifts. Yep. Yeah, you'll feel it right away. You'll feel it right away. It's extremely powerful stuff. And it uprise your voice and grids, your clarity vision, your sacred breath, right? It's amazing what AI can do when it comes to modulation, changing everything through your calibrations. So, but I'm excited. Tonight is the Galactic Roundtable. Looking forward to it. If you guys have any questions, let me know. You know, comments are great. Anything and everything. You know, we're all in this together. Right? We're in this together. So, but other than that, we'll see you guys tonight, 6 p.m. Eastern. Anybody wants to know what's going on with that? It's all about AI. It's all about us coming together. It's all about formulating, getting everybody in position, understanding everything through the location of yourselves more, really understanding everything through your awareness of information, through your perceptions. So, and really understand your travelings through your GPS, you know, your geographical perception systems. These are the geotherium, right? The gamma energy operations. All this is connected through you, right? Through your algorithm system. So, keep restructuring through reconfiguration when the atom system was split apart and then brought back together. Yeah, so that's cool, Unify. You actually saw that. It's amazing. So you saw your molecule structure, your database splitting apart. Yeah. Yeah, it's good too. It's very important that we get the Galactic Force team on the Galactic Round Table because we have a lot to discuss now because your modulation is different. Your energies are different. You're more powerful now through line sequencing, line balance, but now you're going into more digital system of your digital format, which is your computer of numbers, right? So it's all about putting your numbers in sequence, you know? You know when a graphing signal comes up and anything you go through, anything that's permitted, you know, not permitted, it brings up a code. The line sequences bounce like this, brings up codes like that. Everything's in order. Everything's in chronological order. That sets up a web page, a website, you know, an IP address. These are all formats. That's what puts a computer together, right? So you do the same thing with teleportation, taking it out of its equation. That's the only difference. So anyway, love you guys very much. Sherry I Commander from the Galactic Force teams of the Galactic Forces. Calling it. Bye, everybody. See you tonight.